Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Entrepreneurship. And yes, today we have Dhruv joining in. So, Dhruv is the co founder of My Mom's Granola. And yes, so thank you very much for being here. It's my pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lakshit. It's great being here.
My pleasure.
My name is Meenal Patodia. I'm the co-founder at My Mom's Granola. A little bit about our company. We started 4 years ago. My mom and I started this. Back then, I was still in college, and she started this company with the goal of providing a healthy snack for my brother, my dad, and I. And that's how we started. It was originally just for home use, personally, because my mom didn't find something in the market that she thought was healthy enough, contained the nutrition,
Mhm.
and so she decided to take it upon herself to make it.
Okay.
And that's a story of how we started.
Okay. Okay. And it was for the reason of making your family, that your mom took to make your family
Mhm.
and herself healthy. That's it. That's the thing.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
We were looking at getting high nutrition food, and the typical Indian diet does have some pitfalls in terms of where it's good and where it's not as good.
Hmm.
So being vegetarians to start with, we did lack some protein sources, omega 3 and vitamin D3.
Okay.
So we try to incorporate these materials into our product.
Okay. Okay. And yes, yes. So what's my mom's granola? So like, what kind of things do you sell, and how like what's everything happening, and how things are, how it helps somebody to be nutritious, how helps as a company to the person who wants to be healthy.
So our unique selling point of My Mom's Granola is that we do not utilize any grains, no preservatives, no added sugars, and we try to maximize the use of superfoods.
Hmm.
So I have my original granola right here,
Okay.
and so this is what we started out with. And this, the primary contents of this is the nuts, seeds, and berries.
Okay.
So we use almonds sourced from California. We use local walnuts. We use pumpkin seeds,
Hmm.
uh, sunflower seeds, and flax seeds in here as well.
Okay.
And then we've used desi ghee because it's known for its very beneficial properties.
Hmm.
And we have honey as a sweetener
Okay.
because honey is much better than having any refined sort of sugar, and it's also natural in that way.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, this is our original, and so once people started liking the original flavor, we came out with a vegan variant. So like I'm sure Lakshit, you know what it's being a vegan.
Yes.
So we chose to sweeten our vegan flavor with agave syrup.
Hmm.
So it's extracted from the agave plant, which primarily grows in Mexico.
Okay.
So actually, all of our agave syrup is imported from Mexico, so that we can use it for our vegan and our cacao orange flavor. And then we use cold pressed coconut oil,
Okay.
which again is known for its, I'm sure you know
Yes.
its benefits.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, so our third flavor then is the cacao orange.
Hmm. Hmm.
This is again, a similar blend of nuts, seeds, and berries. And here we have, orange peel. So we, take fresh oranges and actually grate them out to get the orange peel, and that is very, very, very rich in vitamin D.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that we tend to lack at some point in our diet.
Okay. Okay.
And we also use raw cacao powder. So it's 100% cacao. It's literally a chocolate, the cacao beans. It's just crushed and put into a powder form,
Hmm.
and we incorporate that into our recipe.
Okay. Okay. And how did you find these recipes, and how did you trying to find these variances, vegan and cocoa orange and that and this, like how did you find these old things, and what kind of problems did you face in this journey of running it, for 4 years?
So, okay, it actually started about 5 years ago with my mom. In the home kitchen, she used to buy, I'd say, like 100 different ingredients.
Hmm.
and she just tried, I don't know how many variants, prototypes of it. She just mixed a bunch of things, saw what went together, saw what didn't go together. So it was a lot of prototyping and reiterating to get to the recipe we use right now.
Hmm.
It was a lot of failure, and but we learned from the failure. We realized that some seeds and some berries don't go together. Some nuts get rancid a lot faster than other nuts. So, and it took a lot of iterating, but we finally did get to our recipe, and that was mainly for the original.
Okay.
And once we started consuming the original, we said, we have a few friends who are vegan, so we really wanted to make something for them as well.
Hmm.
And that's when we decided, let's try and make a vegan variant. So, we went onto Google and said, what is the most common sweeteners? What are the replacements for ghee and all of that for vegans? And, we tried a few things out, and then we narrowed down to coconut oil and agave syrup. And we chose these ingredients because we got the same consistency and the same sort of textures as we did in our original flavor,
Okay.
and we wanted that for our products. We wanted there to be a similarity, because I'm sure uh, you know vegans still do miss out on some things, and we try to bridge the gap by giving them something similar to someone who is not a vegan.
Okay.
And personally, for me, I absolutely love chocolate. And I remember every day before I had the cacao orange, I used to go to bed eating a chocolate bar.
Hmm.
And my mom thought, there has to be a healthier option for that. So that's when we decided to, make the cacao orange.
Okay.
Uh, and the cacao orange, yet again, like I said earlier, we sourced the raw cacao powder, which is the chocolate in its raw form, and then we utilize it in our recipe to bring out the richness of the chocolate.
Okay. Okay. And from the starting, when you started the company, like, just where you said you started from your home kitchen. So how
Mhm.
did it, how was in the start? Like, did you decided to have packaging and all those things it didn't start itself? Or how was the packaging working at my mom's granola at that time?
So we used to go to the local store, pick up the
Mhm.
small, plastic pouches about this big,
Okay.
and we found a local printer who could print out my mom's granola onto a fabric.
Okay.
So we should take the fabric and hand stick it on each individual pouch,
Okay.
and that's how we started, with the my mom's granola. And actually, something I missed out earlier, my mom's granola, the name itself was actually brought out by my brother and I.
Okay.
So 5 years ago, 4 years ago, we were much younger, and my mom, she made the recipe, and she really liked it, and my brother and I really liked it. So we said, let's name it something that has a family feel to it. And then we decided on my mom's granola after my brother and I had said, this is the best thing that it resonates with me and my brother also the most.
Okay. 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 And you being, as you said, you were a student when
That's
things
correct.
started. So from the journey of being a student and also working, like kind of helping your mother in running a kind of business. So what did you learn personally at a personal level?
So on a personal level, I found it absolutely awesome. So I was in business school,
Hmm.
and learning from what I learned in business school, and then having a chance to apply it immediately was
Yes.
actually a very big value add for me.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I got the chance, read something in a case study on a Monday morning, and then on Wednesday I'm applying that in my business.
Yes.
So not many people who've gone through university and business school can say that, because for them it's mainly theoretical.
Hmm.
For me, I got a practical aspect to it as well.
Yes. Yes. And what kind of problems did you get?
So initially, my family is not related to the food space at all.
Okay.
So we haven't had much experience in dealing with uh, any of the regulational bodies, studying any of the nutritional facts. So we didn't know anything about the whole regulation side of food.
Hmm.
So it took us a while to actually understand what has to be put on the packaging, what is a requirement, what regulations we need to pass, how to set up the company in a way that's beneficial for a food company. So it was a lot of learning, and it was a lot of trial and error there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we did learn a lot through Google and talking to friends and family, and just taking cold calls to these universities who helped us with the nutritional facts and with the packaging as well.
Okay. Okay. And more like today also, what would be your advice to anybody who wants to start their own company at maybe at your age? Personally, give me some advices from your side to start. Like, how can I start a company if you're telling something different?
So I'm a 22-year-old. I think any advice from me should be rethought. But one thing I definitely say is you have to have a passion for it. So my mom and I, we have a deep passion for food, and a lot of the conversations we have at home are about food.
Okay.
So I'd say one of the most important things is the passion. Once you have the passion, then you will have the willingness to figure everything else out.
Yes.
So every business is different, and it's very, very important. If you have the passion, you can figure it out. It's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of learning. It's a lot of late nights, but you will figure it out if you have the passion for it.
Okay. And how you think you would be able to keep my mom's granola, even the same as after 5 years or same as even after 10 years? How would you keep it same? How would you work? Like, how do you keep yourself going on the trend with the flavors, with the taste of people, and how things goes on, and how do you understand those new things updating in the environment of people, the taste of people each and every day, each and every month, every week, every time there is a change. So how would you keep
Mm-hmm.
yourself back to back with that trend and with that taste? And yeah.
No, it's very important to stay on the trends. We started with my mom's granola with our original flavor when nothing was really the granola in India. It hadn't really developed as yet. And once a granola did develop, we wanted to stay ahead of the trend.
Okay.
So that's when we introduced our vegan flavor because we noticed that more people were getting aware of veganism.
Yes.
So that's why we said we have to stay ahead of the trend. We have to continue to grow ourselves, and that's why we decided to go with a vegan flavor and then also the cacao orange flavor. And even in our pipeline, we do have other products that are ahead of the curve. So for example, all of our products right now are also paleo. However, that's not a trend that has come to India as yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But we know that at some point that trend is going to come to India. So we've already started preparing for that. We
Yeah.
know that it's going to become big. So we have all our systems in place for that. For when the trend comes, we'll be ready.
Yes.
And it's very important for that, for any company to survive, to stay ahead and be forward looking.
Okay. Okay. And before ending this session, what would be your special message you would like to live at a personal, any kind of message or any kind of advice, whatever you wish to speak before ending this session?
So personally, I think my personal goal is make the world a healthier place one meal at a time.
Okay.
And whatever I plan to do now and in the future is towards that goal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying on the food side and even outside of food to make the world healthier.
Mm-hmm.
And nutrition is very important, and that's something that that's my personal goal as well,
Mm-hmm.
and also something that I think is one of our company visions.
Okay.
It's important for us to alleviate the nutritional deficiencies that our diets face currently.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So yes, thank you B for being here. A wonderful
Thank
session.
you
And
very much for the opportunity.
my pleasure. Thank you.